Hey there, it's Lori, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 4 ways that you can create a successful and super fun staging consultation for your clients. So let's start with the end in mind. The first thing I want you to be thinking about is what our goal is. And our goal is actually not to have a beautifully staged house only at the end of this process. Our goal is to preserve our clients' positive energy, positive vibes, positive feelings. So before we ever step foot through their door, from the minute we start onboarding a client, we really want to be thinking about how can we make this as positive an experience as possible for our clients. Because as we know, moving is super stressful and not everybody is actually really excited to move, but we need them to take the steps in order to get their house ready. And so we know that when people feel good, that's when they have the most momentum. That's when they implement the best. That's when they, execute the plan and hit the market with the right kind of feeling and energy put out into the world. So the very first thing we want to do is we want to protect our sellers' positive energy. So let me share with you how we do that at Rethink Home Interiors. So we do that in really 4 key ways. The first is through preparation. So once a client pays for the appointment and then schedules their appointment, yes, that's the order that we go in. They pay, then they schedule. We send a welcome letter. And that welcome letter is really an introduction to us, a little bit about our philosophy, and it starts to chip away at some of the maybe false perceptions that people have about stagers. We mentioned something about how we take very seriously when we make our recommendations, the return on investment of their time, energy, effort, and financial resources. And we really do our best to work with what they have and not have them take on expensive projects. So right there, we're starting to add some comfort to clients who might be nervous about what our appointment is going to be out. Then in that welcome letter, we share the link to a preparation guide. And that preparation guide goes even deeper into the fact that we're a team, we're there for them. So we're cutting down this, idea that it's an us versus them situation. We talk about how the appointment will look, kind of what the process will look like. And we even share ways that they can already start the process before we get there by giving them some kind of staging 101 simple tips that they can dive into. We've seen so many people clean out closets first and we think, oh geez, there was, refrigerators full of magnets and things like that they could have started with first. So that's the first thing, is preparation. The second thing we do is reassuring them from the very beginning of the appointment. So we've gotten to the point where we're stepping across the threshold, and in those first few minutes, first of all, we give a really warm greeting, but then we talk about how we're going to go through the house together and how we focus on the listing photos. And that is very, very key. A lot of people don't realize that that's what we're thinking about. We always say that we're not judging their things, but a camera adds 10 pounds to us and it adds 10 pounds to our things. So we want to be thinking about how the camera is going to photograph the space. And that actually helps people really relax. It's kind of magical. So we want to be reassuring them that the process is going to be a really fun one. It's going to be really easy on them and that they'll get an organized plan after we leave. So they'll know exactly what they need to do. The third thing we like to do is inform, educate, and empower. So during our appointment, we share a lot of the why behind our recommendations. We encourage our clients to ask us questions, ask us why we're making certain recommendations so that we can really educate them about the staging process, about how the camera captures a space, and really some simple design rules. So it's really fun for them when we dive in and start sharing some specifics about design rules that they can take with them to their very next house. We also empower them to not do everything we recommend. And I know that's going to be like, what? Why would we do that? Well, sometimes we meet with people who have deep resistance or they think the recommendations are frivolous or silly and they're not sure why they should even be doing them. And we always share that we're there to give them the best advice that we have based on our years of experience, but at the end of the day, it's ultimately up to them what they decide to do based on their energy, effort, financial resources, and time resources, right? So I think that's a very important thing to share with your clients. So empower them to decide and let them take on what they want to take on, because the results are ultimately theirs as well, right? So that's the third thing. The fourth thing that we like to do and, to help make this process better is stay in touch with them after. And in our case, we've automated some of this by using software, and then we've made things automatic through our systems. And what do I mean by that? Coming out of the appointment, we send a selling success plan. And when we send that selling success plan, we actually call them afterwards and leave a message. We use a app called SlyDial to leave a message and just let them know that we've sent their selling success plan, and if they have any questions, please let us know. But we give such specific details in our report that a lot of times they don't have any questions. The next thing we do is through our automated email system is we send out a series of 3 emails, just checking in right after the appointment to make sure that they had a good one, checking in a few days later to see if they have any questions, and checking in for a 3rd time in order to reach out to ask them if they'd like to schedule a photo styling service when they're ready for their day of photos. So we stay in touch through several touch points along the way. And the last thing that we do as part of that is we let them know that we are going to cheer their listing from the rooftops when it goes live, share it on social media, share it with our email list, and get as many eyes on it as possible. That's our favorite way to support and love up our clients, to make it super, super fun. So when the celebration happens and the fast sale happens, we can all be celebrating. So those are the 4 ways that you can create a super successful and very fun staging consultation.